Welcome back, savvy creators, to another episode of high-end decor duped on a budget. If you're new to the channel, a huge welcome to you. We spend hours scouring the internet to find the most beautiful, trending pieces from high-end stores like Anthropologie, Pottery Barn, West Elm, and others, only to figure out how to recreate them for a fraction of the price. We love knowing you will be able to enjoy beautiful high-end luxury decor without sacrificing the budget. To recreate this high-end bell jar lantern, you will need to gather several supplies, including a large glass hurricane or bell-shaped vase, a matte black spray paint, a roll of chain, a multi-arm light kit, or battery-operated flicker candles for an easier, cord-free option, hot glue, a large rustic hook, and various tools. Start by cleaning the glass and thoroughly painting the chain and all hardware. Once dry, loop the painted chain into 3 or 4 even-length support strands that meet at the top with a central hanging loop. Using high-heat hot glue, secure the bottom of these chains equidistantly around the exterior rim of the glass shade. The most complex step involves installing the light fixture. If using a corded multi-arm socket, you may need to carefully core the bottom of the glass vase, wearing eye protection and using a diamond tip bit to pass the wiring through to a ceiling box, making sure the fixture sits securely inside. For a simpler decorative version, omit the glass coring and substitute the wiring with battery-operated flicker candles that can be glued to a disc at the base of the glass. Then use the hooks and chains to suspend the lantern from a ceiling hook. To craft your own textured wooden flower sculptures, begin by assembling the necessary materials and tools. Dollar store paper, mache mix or materials to make your own, newspaper or egg cartons, flour, and water. Fine to medium grit, craft sand, acrylic craft paints, in colors like antique white, beige, brown, and ochre for weathering, wooden dowels or metal rods for the stems, small wood blocks or flat wood pieces for the bases, a wooden bowl or container for mixing, palette knives or similar tools, paintbrushes, small and large, and wood glue. Start by preparing your papier-mâché pulp. Sculpt the intricate, large flower shapes onto a wire or cardboard armature, ensuring you include the deep grooves and central holes. Let these forms dry completely. Once dry, mix the sand with your beige-toned paint to create a thick, textured paste. Apply this mixture unevenly over the flower forms with a palette knife to mimic a natural worn stone or wood grain finish. While still slightly damp, or once dry, lightly paint a second coat in a lighter or contrasting shade, allowing some texture and underlying color to show through to add depth. Secure a dowel or rod into the base of each finished flower form, and then mount the entire sculpture into a small, pre-painted or stained wood block base for stability. For a distressed look, add final touches with watered-down brown paint and a fine bristle brush, focusing on the grooves, or dry brush some of the original color back over the highest points of the texture. If desired, you can even add small, descriptive handwritten paper tags using jute twine. To create these high-end looking tiered vases on a budget, you will need a few simple supplies, including various sized plastic or glass bottles and jars, such as a 2-liter soda bottle, a large juice container, a wide coffee creamer bottle, and an empty oatmeal container. To serve as your base forms, paper or painter's tape to connect and secure them, joint compound or spackle, a flat paintbrush or foam brush for application, white and perhaps cream acrylic paint, clear matte sealant, and fine grit sandpaper, along with faux greenery stems and a bowl of water for cleaning. First, begin by cleaning and thoroughly drying your assorted bottles and jars. Then stack and test different combinations to achieve the desired tiered shape and height before firmly connecting the selected containers by wrapping the stacked sections with painter's tape, ensuring they are stable and centered. Next, prepare your joint compound to a smooth, thick batter consistency and use a large brush or your fingers, wearing a glove is helpful, to apply a thick, even layer over the entire taped surface, making sure to work the mixture into all the ridges for a uniform, textured look, and allow it to dry completely, typically overnight, before using fine grit sandpaper to gently smooth any sharp edges or rough spots while preserving the overall texture. After wiping away all dust, apply at least 2 coats of white acrylic craft paint, allowing each coat to dry thoroughly for a durable, clean finish. For long-lasting results, especially if using real flowers, finish the vases with a clear matte sealant to protect the surface, and once fully cured, they are ready to be styled on a console table or shelf, either empty as sculptural art or filled with beautiful faux greenery for a touch of life that works perfectly for any season of the year. To craft this decorative sailboat set inspired by the Grandin Road design, you will need the following materials and tools: thin plywood or balsa wood for the sails, thicker wood blocks or large wooden beads to carve or shape into the boat hulls, wooden dowel rods to serve as masts, a small handsaw or a precision rotary tool, like a Dremel, with cutting and shaping attachments, sandpaper, acrylic paints in various colors, including gray, purple, and blue, to create the landscape design, and a white or cream for the boat base, small paintbrushes, wood glue, strong craft glue, and optional embellishments like twine or small metal wire for flags. Begin by sketching out 2 pairs of sail shapes, one smaller, one larger, on your thin wood, and carefully cut them out. Sand all wood edges smooth. Next, sculpt or carve the boat hulls from your woodblock or shape. You can leave the surface somewhat rustic or texture it to mimic a handcrafted plaster look, and then drill small, snug-fitting holes into the hull bases to insert the dowel masts. Cut your dowels to the desired mast height and sand the tops. Now comes the creative part. Paint the wooden sails with the layered, landscape-style color bands seen in the photo, or customize with your own view, allowing each layer to dry completely before applying the next. Paint the hulls in a base color. Once all paint is dry, apply wood glue to the dowels and insert them into the hull holes. Carefully glue the painted sails onto the dowel masts with strong craft glue, ensuring they are centered and secure. For finishing touches, you can add small wire or fabric flags to the mast tops and style the finished boats on a surface with a few starfish for a complete coastal display. To craft your own textured octopus planter, you will need a plain ceramic or terracotta pot as your base, air-dry clay, preferably a good sculpting grade, strong grip adhesive like E6000 or a specialized clay-to-ceramic glue, small flat-back pearls, around 4 millimeters, matte or satin finish acrylic craft paint in your chosen color, and a final clear varnish or sealant. The tools required include a basic set of clay sculpting tools, like wire loops and wooden modeling tools, fine-tip tweezers for precision, small paintbrushes, and a reference image, which you can load on a tablet or print. Based on the workshop setup, the creation process is a satisfying, multi-step sculpting project. Begin by applying your strong adhesive to sections of the plain pot where you want the primary tentacles to flow. Then shape thick ropes of air-dry clay and press them onto the adhesive, anchoring them firmly. Continue adding, merging, and sculpting thinner clay ropes, ensuring the clay overlaps and builds up the octopus's head and face for realistic, multi-layered depth. Once the basic forms are set and the glue has a hold, use your sculpting tools to define fine details, clean edges, and texture the octopus. Following the lead of the artisan in the image, Carefully apply tiny dabs of glue along the visible curves of the tentacles and use tweezers to press each small pearl bead firmly into the glue to create hundreds of perfect sparkling suckers. After letting the entire structure cure completely per the clay's instructions, which can take a day or two, finish the piece by applying several thin, even coats of matte or satin acrylic paint to unify the color. A final coat of varnish will protect the finish, and once it's dry, the planter is ready for a potted plant, looking just as professional as the boutique version seen on the artisan's tablet. To create these luxurious-looking scalloped gold and textured metal wall art panels, you will first need to gather the following required materials: 2 inexpensive large photo or certificate frames, preferably with a wide border to customize, metallic gold spray paint, a roll of self-adhesive gold or brass, metal, look vinyl or contact paper, a selection of textured metallic cardstock, such as silver, copper, or bronze colors with a hammered or linear pattern, a few flat rectangular pieces of wood veneer or thin wood slices, approximately 4 inches wide, and a clear, strong adhesive, like E6000, or a high-quality hot glue gun. Begin by preparing your 2 identical frames for a major transformation. First, disassemble the frames and carefully remove the glass, setting all components aside to protect them. The next critical step is to sculpt the frame borders. Sketch a continuous, wavy, or scalloped pattern around the inside perimeter of the frames, which will redefine the artwork opening. Once you have a template you are happy with, use a small craft saw, jig, or a sharp utility knife, depending on the frame material and your comfort level, to cut along the sketched line, carefully removing the inner material to create the custom scalloped edge. Sand any rough edges until they are perfectly smooth, then give both newly scalloped frames a professional-looking base coat by spraying them entirely with multiple light, even coats of the metallic gold paint, allowing ample drying time between applications. For the inner artwork layers, cut a piece of the self-adhesive gold contact paper to fit the center section of your textured metal cardstock background. Peel the backing and apply it smoothly to create a sleek, centered reflective band. Finally, carefully adhere the narrow, flat wood veneer strip down the exact center of this metallic composition. To reassemble, replace the original backer board in the frames, then apply your newly created layered art panels using a clear adhesive, pressing firmly and allowing the glue to cure completely before proudly displaying your completed dupe set. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this project and found some inspiration for your own home. To our current subscribers, thank you so much for your continued support and for being part of our creative community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that button so you never miss an upcoming high-end decor dupe. We hope you have a wonderful day.